off at the moment. So we're all going to have to speak a little bit louder than we normally speak. But we're thanking you for all turning out for this serious occasion. Members of the press, we welcome you also. And members of all the different communities around the Gambia, we welcome you to be with us today as one. We're just going to go along the table and we're going to ask people to just introduce themselves, give their names, and anything else that, any position they hold. So we'll just start right at the end here. And we have this gentleman.
I am an advocate and I work as the executive director of Gambian Association. So we work on governance, human rights related issues. So,
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brother Sheriff Yunus Saib, born in Gambia, grew up in Stockholm, Sweden, moved to the US, worked in England, back here, and I designed business intelligent governance systems for both government and public sector, private sector. And now I'm with my work brother here, who started a foundation called Gambia First, which again has a parent organization called League of African Patriots. And we're here finding solutions into making it work, and it works for us all here.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Babukar Jeng, and he has partly introduced me to save time for all of us, because I know the environment is humid. And I'm the founder of Gambia First. And with Gambia First, mankind is our business. And we have the League of African Patriots, which is designed to make sure that we manage everything that we have that is within and bears the black color. And thank you, everyone.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm Adrian Ryan, the Vice Chair of Code. I'm also in business here in the Gambia. You know, I work with machineries. So we're here for this important meeting, and we know together we could make it right. Yeah.
I'm Zora. I'm here as a victim to an incident that happened. So I'm just Zora.
Good afternoon, greetings to everybody. Thank you for the fantastic turnout. My name is Farouk Malik. Most of you should know this, but for those who don't, I am part of Code, and we have a very important reason for being here. So again, I would just like to thank you for all turnout, and hopefully we have a good conversation.
To address quite a few different matters, but the matters all come down to security. We are people, many of us has moved from the different countries from around the world, America, Europe, UK, and different parts of the world. We came here, some came here to work and to live. Some may have come for retirement, and some has come because they've got family here. But we all came here to build and to help this country. What we found is that we are now in a situation where we are receiving news of different incidents around the Gambia. And we've now, this year, at last count, I think it was 2, maybe 3 people has been killed, and not just killed, murdered. And we are not settled. You know, these are people with mothers, these are people with fathers, these are people with children and other relatives. And we know about the last murder that just took place early last week, late last week, early this week, of our young brother that got murdered and was found, his body was found in Tangier Forest. He was stabbed many times and his body was thrown in Tangier Forest. And he and his family and his wife was here, and you know, we are all distressed about this situation. So what we've done today is we need to hear from more of the community. It's come the time where we no longer can be quiet. I remember when I first came to this country, and we used to have little situations that would be happening, and people would say to me, shh, 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 be quiet, don't say anything. Either because of culture, because of that we were new in the country, and it took some time, would be offensive. But when life is being taken away from us, then the time to be quiet is finished. We can no longer be quiet. And why I say that is because if you're having a relation with somebody, this country, as far as we're concerned, these people are our brothers and sisters, every one of them. But if I'm having a relationship with my brother or my sister, and every time I turn around, something is happening, then somebody is not telling me the truth, and somebody is covering up. That means I have not got a good relationship. That means I cannot live with that person. So the day has come where a lot of the things that we was covering up, hiding, wouldn't say, needs to be said. For us to be joined in unity, to unify each other, to be able to support each other, we have to speak the truth. There's no more hiding stuff underneath the carpet. So today, I've just said a few words, but today I'm gonna ask, I don't know whether she's ready, but I'm gonna ask one of the victims to just quick, if she could say a little bit of what happened to her.
By being here tonight, I'm a victim. So I've come close to death, and it felt real, yeah? On the 19th of June, I'm just going to break it down. I was attacked in my home whilst I was asleep. They had me at knife point. They dragged me from my bedroom to the living room. They demanded money from me, which they got. They demanded jewelry. They took my phones, and they stripped me from my dignity. My only defense at that time was to quickly think. So I was with my grandson at the time, so my immediate reaction was to spray them with the pepper gas, which worked. But in the meantime, it worked, but I got repercussion from it because the person that did this stabbed me at the same time. So some people might say, you know what, you should have just given him everything and just leave it. But it's how you react. You have to be in my position, yeah? Anyway, I was stabbed in the temple, but it didn't go through the knife because he gashed me because of how I sprayed him. So maybe if I didn't spray him, I could have survived it. Heaven knows, but it happened. Out of this, I was a bit disappointed. I was disappointed, one, because I lost my phone, because it had all my contacts and it had my life, everything on it. But I was disappointed with the police. The police, for me, they didn't do nothing. They came to my home, they took pictures, they got the evidence, which was the knife, the scissors, his bag, which he came with. They took pictures. I had to go to the hospital, obviously, before they can get a report from me. So they stitched me up. Then I had to go to the police. On going to the police, I sat there for a few hours. I had to make my own statement. I had to write my own statement whilst I was going through this trauma. The police came back to my home, obviously, to see exactly of how it was done, how I was broken into, etc., etc. I had to go back to the police. They wanted my AMI number. I had to pay for that. I had to pay for that. The following week I went back. They said that they couldn't get the AMI number, but they could look it up again. I had to pay for that again. Sorry? I had to go to the police, yeah? Because I wanted my phones back. That was my main concern at the time. Whether it's because I was still in shock, I had to go to the police station, yeah? Give them some money for them to get my AMI number. They didn't get it. Because for me, they left it too late. Then I had to go back there the second time with my AMI number. They still didn't find the phone. Till this very day, this happened on June the 19th, I've had no response from the police whatsoever. Whatsoever. So, with what happened to Leonard, you know, it brings back memories, flashbacks of it could have been me, but it wasn't me because I'm alive to tell the story. Blessed. But what I'm saying to people is, be vigilant of your surroundings. Be vigilant of who you're going into business with. Be vigilant who you call your brother, your friend, your son, your father, your auntie. Just be careful. Yeah? So out of this, I do want justice. I'm asking for justice, but I feel like I'm on my own here. That's the saddest thing. I have the code and I have you people here that are here for me, but from the police side of it, nothing has come out of this. So I'm asking you as the police and all you guys here, if you can help me to find the person that did this to me, it would make a hell of a difference for me. But I know in the meantime, I have to carry on. Yeah, so I'm asking you policemen or CIDs or who's ever here today to help me to catch my perpetrator that tried to kill me, because that's what he tried to do. And he fled the scene. He wasn't covered in no balaclava whatsoever. He was face front just like you, me, and I. And justice hasn't been done for this. So it just really brings an awakening to everyone, yeah, and to yourselves, yeah. We need something done because we can't live like this. You know, it's not until you hear another body has been taken like this that you decide to take action. We need action now. We need action today, not tomorrow, today. And that's what I'm asking for. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's okay. It's a difficult moment. First, I want to sympathize with the family of Chinedu, who was also murdered in this year, February 2024, and then also Leonard Dominic, who also was murdered recently in cold blood. As a Gambian and as a right advocate, so as a Gambian, as a right advocate, we advocate for people to live with dignity, but also to uphold the Constitution, which protects the life of every single person, not Gambian only. And in our midst here, we have our aunties, our sisters, our brothers, our fathers, our grandfathers that came back to Africa to settle here, which is supposed to be the smiling coast of Africa. It's not supposed to be the crying or frown coast of West Africa. You did not only come back here to be with us, but you also invest in the economy, employ Gambians and not Gambians, at the same time contributing to the GDP of this country. So it is a duty upon us, the people, to support you, to be with you, to welcome you, and make you feel home. And now this is not the first time I've heard this story. I was also approached by a Moroccan who experienced the same thing. Unfortunately, she was not at the house when she was robbed. But the same story that you've said is the same that she has shared with me. Her expensive jewelry were stolen, mobile phone stolen, and she told me, Mark, the only thing that I want back is my tablet, which has the photos of my late father. If I want to remember him, that is what I look at. It's gone. And I went to the police, the same thing. She has to be paying, and you are not supposed to pay a dime to receive justice. So I call on the state to take us back to 10 years before, where myself as a Gambian can walk at 4 a.m. without looking at my shoulders. That is the Gambia that we used to live in before. You can go anywhere at any time without being chased after, because there was law and order. You want to restore that law and order. And the only way to restore that law and order is for the police to do the due diligence and make sure any single perpetrator is held accountable for their action. Now, this is one way of deterring such illicit activity from happening again. Where there is justice and accountability, people will not be acting this way. But if we keep reporting these criminal activities and the police, based on your account and based on the account of my Moroccan colleague and many others, that the police keep demanding money from them, then it becomes unbearable. Now, how do we welcome or encourage people like you from other side of the world that want to resettle back here in Gambia? Will they come back? So I stand with you guys. I stand with everyone. In fact, it is not only unsafe for you, but every single month, hypothetically speaking, we also hear Gambians being murdered and thrown in the bush, or their bodies found somewhere else. That's never been the case in this country. That's not the Gambia that we have known for. So I think, number one, the call to action is to the state to make sure they intensify their patrol during the day and during the night. Number two, every single perpetrator of such crimes are investigated, arrested, and held accountable. And number three, to create a conducive environment, secured environment for that matter, so that we can work in harmonies, we can work in love. At the same time, we will have a peace of mind. We're all scared, like you were scared, as Gambians, because this is not the Gambia that we know. What is happening is unacceptable. What is happening is not the Gambian way of life. Now we need to most question what has changed and address the root cause of all of this. So I don't want to give a TED talk. I want to sympathize with everyone else for this unfortunate event, and at the same time calling on the state, the police, to intensify their efforts and secure this country.
Sorry.
Yeah.
How do we get them to intensify? By my mechanic. After a week and a half of going to the police where no statements was taken, nothing was done. It resulted in somebody putting me on after a week to a chief of police who got my car back in a day. Yeah. But the same thing, I had to pay for them to track by phone. I had to pay for them to go to court. I had to pay out so much money to be able to get my car back. Now, what you were just saying about people being held accountable, how do we make the police more interested in what is going on and they doing their job, basically? That's what I want to know, because we can be here today, talk about what we've been through. Yes, we're going to talk about coming together as a community and doing our bit, but it's not about us at this moment in time. It's about what the government, what are the police doing to support us and help us. If something happens, We can't deal with it on our own because we have to follow the law over here. So I'm asking a specific question. When you talk about them people taking accountability for what they've done, how is that going to happen if the police are not involved, the government, they're not interested in us? That's what I want to know. Thank you.
And procedures that we had to follow. So we was meant to write a letter to the head of police, you know, but what happened, we never get around to do that because of the urgency of this meeting. So what we will do, we will take the questions here, then we will give the police chance to answer it. Because for the past couple of weeks, we've been visiting the head office, having talks with the police. A few of us went there, and they're willing to support us in any way we want them to help us. So now these questions, when they go back to the police, then the Council of African Descendants Code will actually have another meeting with the police because we were speaking to the Deputy Inspector General, right? And he welcomed us. He has an open door policy, so we will go back to him after this press conference. This was done on an emergency. This wasn't really planned out. Because of the last killing, everyone was just panicking. So I said, let's have a press meeting so that the people could get a chance to voice their opinion and give their questions. So if you'll be patient with us, we will get back to the police and we will go as a group, and then they will give us answers how they could support us going forward. Yeah? I hope that answered the question.
I'm coming to Gambia from about 20 odd years now. And I've seen Zora and people, the changes in the last few years. Now, one of my things I'm thinking about, when that lady explained herself about, wants a question, I can't answer it, but I also spoke to a friend of mine and she said something similar was suggested. I told her what I was thinking. Now, one of the things I think is important, we're used to a certain standard where we come from. So we have somewhere we can go and complain and ask for help. We don't have that here. We're all separate. Nobody knows who can go to who. Now we need a kind of office or something like that where somebody know they can go for help for anything, right? Where if they have a problem, complain, and that office is then linked to the police or to people. Those people can then have a relationship with the police that they can talk to those police and say, listen, once in a while I have meetings, what's going on? So we feel that we've got a way to get to the police. So that's what I was thinking, because at the end of the day, right now, we don't know if Zora got burgled, she has to go through all she wants to go through. If the office is open or they had an office, she would go to the office and she would sit there, would take a report, they help her what to do, how to do it. And that office would be linked with the police. And I'm not saying to you it work. I'm just thinking, I'm just putting ideas out there for people to look at. You know what I mean? Okay, that was what I was thinking. Okay. My name's Harry. Thank you.
What I want to add to the conversation is this. All these traumatic things that are happening in the community, not just our community, coming from different countries, but to Gambian people as well recently, as someone said, these crimes that are taking place. My expectation of the government is bold and strong statements to the country about zero tolerance of these types of crimes that are happening, what they will do to combat this, where their energies are going to be placed, and their strong feelings about what is happening in Gambia today, and putting out a strong message to the country that this is something that will not be tolerated. We need this kind of statements to be made from this government, not just to us who are here, coming here, but to Gambian people who are also concerned, very concerned about what is happening today in this country, right? Firstly. Secondly, just to keep it short as well, I would like some advice. I would like some public advice about prevention. Please give me some advice as to what I can possibly do to prevent these things from happening, how to keep myself safe. I would like some professional advice, which I think the government should spearhead and give us this advice as to people. What can you be doing to help yourselves to prevent these things from happening? Secondly, when it is actually happening, what should we do? Apart from scream, what should we do? What would they advise us to do? They should be telling us something. They should be giving us something. Now, I come from UK. When they want people to put litter in the garbage, they put out a whole heap of different things on the TV to say, put your litter in the bin. Keep Britain tidy. We need the same kind of spearhead initiatives from Gambia. What should we do? Make these statements. And the third but not last is what happens after. Prevention, what to happen whilst it's happening and what to happen after. How are people supposed to deal with this? What would you advise our communities to do? And I think this is what needs to be initiated, and this is what needs to be spearheaded, and it has to come from the top. It has to come from the top. The police are only under the directorship of the government. So what funds they have or don't have, what they do or don't do is coming from somewhere. And these people need to be, the government, and I'm going to say, needs to be accountable for what is happening. What they're going to see is people are going to stop investing in this country. Tourists are going to stop coming here because already the Americans are saying that this is an unsafe place for their people to come to. I am aware, like we all are, that tourism is one of the leading industries in Gambia. Gambia is going to start to have the knock-on effect of these crimes if they don't be seen to be doing something about it and actually do something about it.
And put them in the forest, you know. So what I'm simply trying to say is that there's many crimes that is not going to be done in your house, in your compound. Now, we've been liaising with the police and G4S, and we have certain systems and we have certain things that can be put in place while you're in your compound. But the minute you get outside your compound, then you're by yourself. Now, as Binti was saying, crime in this country is not going to slow down. And I'm telling you, it's time to take off the gloves, time to roll up the carpet and show it as it is. Crime in this country will keep increasing. The reason why crime in this country will keep increasing, because there's not enough opportunity for the young people in this country. The young people in this country are sitting at the side of the road, no money, no opportunity, nothing to do. And when they have no opportunity, nothing to do, and they want money to go out and enjoy themselves, who do they see? They see people like us coming along the road, right? And they figure out, well, they must have money. We, as diasporas, are here, but we come home. We came home here to be with everybody. Many of our families are integrated with the Gambian people from many years ago. And another thing is, what a lot of people the local people in the Gambia don't realize is, when the Gambians left here 20, 30, 40 years ago to go to Europe, America, wherever they went in the world, the people that welcomed them was us. Okay? And we welcomed them, we showed them how to get jobs, we educated them, because many of us was teachers, worked in different places where we could help them, help them to succeed. And what we didn't do is, and I'm going to get it on this point, while we was helping them, we wasn't robbing them. We didn't go and steal money from their house. We didn't go and steal money out of their wallet. We took them in, and many of my family members are Gambian. And there's no difference. If you see us all together, you wouldn't know who is who. And they've been in our family for many, many years. And we've had some recent ones as well. Okay, and you wouldn't even know the difference. But fundamentally, when we are here, there is a difference. And that has to stop. The diaspora Gambians that come back here needs to tell the people that when you come with your empty hands into Britain and into America, you got no clothes, nothing. You don't know how to get on. Who's the people that is helping you? We take you in. As a matter of fact, we even married to you. We even have families with you. Okay? Because we see you as the same people. But when we get here, suddenly we're separated.
You're too bad.
When we get here, suddenly we're separated. Suddenly, when we get here, wait a bit. Suddenly we get here is those people, them people. That has to stop. Okay? But what we also need people to realize is, and you need to tell your friends and family, stop coming into the Gambia, sneaking off and going and doing your own things without having people with you, talking to people, finding out how the country is run. Because that is what's causing a lot of the problems. Many people I know, I even know a couple, right now they're sleeping on the street in Canada. And they bought over $30,000 a year. And they're sleeping on the street in their car in Canada. Okay? And I know many more that came and lost money through lands. These things have to be brought out into the open. We're not hiding them anymore. Okay? Those people that are stealing money from people coming in, their people are devils. They're wrong. They should not be doing that. When they leave here, many of your successful people that you see building tower blocks in this country and building multi-story buildings, we are with them. We are the people that helped them when they arrived in Europe. We said, come, my brother, come, my sister. And we never saw you as nothing different. We saw you as just us. So this message needs to go out, that we are all one people. But one people needs to understand that we cannot have it one way and the other, and we cannot be covering up. Another thing we have, last I'm going to finish, is that there's a whole heap of other kind of things going on where people are taken away, they go away with people, and people start working their different over here things, poisoning people. I know people that are dead today because of those things. Okay? People need to understand that those things are here. And you think to me, why cover it up? We're not covering it up anymore. People need to understand where they're coming, because I don't want to be standing up here again, right, speaking about somebody else that is died, that's been murdered. It cannot happen. Okay? So we need to all come together. We will be holding another meeting, a security meeting, because we have been working with the police. We have had some good results with the police, with the deputy police and the third man in charge. We've had some good information from them. They've given us some immediate details that in emergency, somebody could be at your gate in 15 minutes. Okay? All those things have been done already. Okay? But what we also have to do is take responsibility for people that are coming in. Okay? So that is where we are at the moment.
So,
For choosing Gambia. I'm a Gambian. I was born and brought up in Gambia, but have the chance to travel to South Africa and back and never travel again. And when you look at the nature of crime today, as he rightly mentioned, and the nature of crime 10 years ago, I had a contract with the fire service, and we were looking at the nature of fire. So they say the nature of fire today is different from the nature of fire yesterday because of the appliances and the materials they have in their houses today. So they're having challenges to put the fire off because they normally use water. So we are trying to help them technically to evolve from just using water, but to understand the nature of fire to put it out. Gentlemen, what's your name? Harry. Harry have answered to all our questions that we asked here. You see, I read this Marcus Aurelius quote. He said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. We are challenged, yes, but it's a blessing in disguise. It is pushing us to be proactive. And the answer to the solution is the community that comes from outside should work with civil society organizations that are local here, that can be in between them and the government and the police, because they know us and we know them. They're not going to ask any payment from us because they know we know that we should not give a dime for you to receive justice. There is no price for justice. So we have an organization called LEAP, is the League of African Patriots. And currently, right now, we are having an MOU with the immigration for migrant management. It needs management. We need to be proactive, not reactive. And that united force between us and you from the diaspora that choose to live here should be created. You know, sameness is not oneness. We think different. We see things differently. We're from different backgrounds. We have different upbringings. We see different things. We see the world with a different perspective. So I think that difference is a blessing in disguise. When we bring ourselves together, we can create something very strong. We can come up with a solution, not for you today, but 10, 15, 20 years to come. Our grandchildren, our children would want to come and live. But bear in mind that crime has evolved because it's not only Gambians that are living here in society now. We have inflow of Sierra Leone. They are from a war, Liberia, Nigeria, and their crime level is at another level. So when they come, they influence Gambians. Gambia has been known as something peaceful. We have to identify the problems before we come up with a solution. We need to identify the root cause. There are many intelligent people here. I've been listening. Very smart people. But we need to do a paradigm shift. The problem is there. It's painful. But we cannot nurture the problem. I lived in South Africa for quite a while. I've seen crime at another level. So it is growing here. So we need to kill it before it grows. And together, we can fight it. But we need to understand the battle and the war. We need to understand the battle and the war. We have a lot of young people that are growing up. When they graduate from school, that's it. All they do is idle. And an idle mind is the devil's workshop. And when they see you, like he said, they see Tubab. And when they see you, they see the pound, the dollar, and the euro. They don't see individuals like them. So all we need to do is to create that environment. We have community policing. You all live in communities. We have community groups. So we need to bring all these stakeholders and these facets together to create this strong solution that in the near future, you will be safe. Your children that are going to be born here are going to be safe. Your wealth will be safe. Some of you are having investments here. And the country will be a paradise on earth. Gambia is a beautiful country. That's the reason why probably you choose here. There are other countries in the world. But why Gambia? You know best. So I will cut it short and be rest assured, LEAP is here and LEAP is doing exactly what he say LEAP will do. I have resigned from politics. I ran for the presidency. But when I look at the system and the system that has been put in place, which has been designed to do what it used to do with one results. Every system that comes is going to follow that. Every individual, a leader that comes is going to follow that path and nothing is going to work. So we are sick and tired of pointing fingers. We're sick and tired of the blame game. We want to be proactive. We want to own our problem. We want to create solutions. We are proactive and we are smart enough to identify what to do with whom, when, why, and where. Thank you very much.
I was in Wilston, bred with nothing from Sweden, America, Europe, and I was able to be invited by them to even bring my family from the US and make London my home. They give me an office in the mosque. They give me everything. And I was ordering shea butter in containers from here to them. You know, we did a lot of stuff. Now, when I said in Gambia here, right now as we speak, we have to have the ownership of making sure that the Council of African Descendants with the League of African Patriots should have a security company. We don't have to outsource this job. No, we know how we want it. We have to have a security company from today, signing up everybody who wants to have a security guard in your home, even if you are in an apartment where you don't need a security there, but somebody that watch on you, a call that you can make anywhere, even if you have something that has a camera or a badge that says that you are protected. In any form or shape, we have to get it that way, because we don't wait for the president, we don't wait for the police, we don't wait for the immigrations. These are organizations and institutions that are no one there to do nothing than you, me, and everybody. So it's a job that everybody should take part, not someone to do, otherwise it will end up nobody doing it. So we have enough here right now to sign up our names and our information to make sure we connect together and take this in action. Much cannot be said right here now, but you can feel the vibrance of what's cooking underneath.
Okay.
It will work.
We have several meetings with them for the past few weeks, so they reassure me. This should not be the first and last meeting. This should be the first of many meetings. And as Luke was saying, we are also in touch with G4S, and G4S would be willing to come out and show us some of the stuff that they use. In terms of, they may have a panic alarm. So anywhere you are, if there's a problem and you press that alarm, it will go straight to G4S and they will know where you are via GPS. They also have a tracker that you could put on your car. But we will sort out a meeting, and I'm hoping that could actually write a letter to the police and get the PRO, the public relations officer, to come out and maybe take some of the questions from the concerned citizenship. And I think if we start develop a good partnership, I think things will go better. Because some of us coming back from the diaspora, we have wealth of knowledge. Some of us are retired lawyers, retired doctors, some are even retired police officers. So I think together we can make Gambia the place that we always vision it to be. You know, I've been living here for 5 years, and as I say, I'm happy here in the Gambia, and I think most of you are happy, but it just is the incidents we have to take back under control. And we're happy to have our Gambians, brothers and sisters here. So we're sharing this moment with us. You know, it's really touching, because what is happening now affects the whole community, not just diaspora, but everybody living here in the Gambia. You know, it affects the whole community. You know, a killing normally affects a community. Nobody want that. No one want to wake up and go out there and lose their life, or have a family member that will lose their life. So I think if we work together, cooperate with the police, and as Luke was saying, which is important, when you arrive in this country and you're not sure what you're doing, try and ask most of us here to guide you. And sometimes if you're going to do any monetary transactions and you're not sure, don't go by yourself. Have a few people with you. And I think that would be important for us as well. And if you're living in compounds where you're going to have a dog, because sometimes a dog will alert you to any kind of danger. So it's also good to have a dog with you. And if you can afford CCTV, it's important to also have that, because we have to protect ourselves as well. Because the police is not going to be able to protect every individual, but we have to do our best for our own protection, and let's cooperate with the police. So thank you all again for being here, and I hope